Welcome back to TV Diners. Well, Crested Butte, Colorado attracts more ski bums and gourmets, but the Timberline restaurant has changed that reputation just a bit, bringing top-notch new American cuisine to a resort mountain town. The chef, Tim Egelhoff, is a ski buff himself, and he's known for his laid-back, comfortable attitude. But in the kitchen, he's as rigorous as any culinary master, producing après ski meals you will never forget.
This is a guy, I think, that's really totally dedicated to his restaurant and to cooking, because he started it on $5,000 right in the middle of the recession. And that takes a lot of guts to do. It means you love what you're doing. And he's also self-trained. And a lot of people coming here, Bill, are quite young, wanted to get out of the cities and away from all that implication.
Good idea.
Come out, lead a clean and healthy life, eat good food, and they don't mind working on relatively reduced salaries.
Well, as I looked into this restaurant, I thought that aspect was interesting, the fact that people are there. Another thing that's nice about it is it's 35 seats. That's a tiny restaurant, 35 seats.
I love that.
And the menu is intriguing.
How would you characterize the food?
It's a high-priced menu. Well, you're dealing with things like ruby trout, which is fresh Idaho trout, on handmade squid ink fettuccine, or Alaskan caribou. Now, that's an interesting thing.
More great game that you get out west.
They say truly a free-range wild animal managed by the Eskimos of the Northwest. They've got tenderloin of New Zealand elk, duckling of 2 preparations, a confit of leg plus a crispy sautéed
Where do the ducks fly in from?
I don't know if it's a local duck. They do have natural pheasant there that roams around.
In fact, the farmers, just pick them up in their fields, and occasionally when they have pheasant, they bring it by and give it to Tim, and they don't have any pheasant that day, that's it.
So it's an expensive restaurant. These entrees are in the mid to upper 20s, but their recipes are intriguing. And I think, gee, what great produce in 35 seats. He must really be able to turn out some wonderful food.
You're right. You're right. Well, I'm anxious to see it.
Let's take a look, get on the ski lift, and go to Crested Butte, Colorado. Let's see.
It's not summertime in Crested Butte, Colorado, but the living is easy. Cold weather lovers have to fuel up for afternoons spent snowboarding and speeding down moguls. So after all this chilly mountain fun, locals and weekend warriors alike head to the Timberline restaurant for a taste of what could literally be called haute cuisine. Chef and owner Tim Egelhoff took a big chance refurbishing this tiny home into an upscale 35-seat restaurant during difficult economic times, but his efforts have paid off. Although Timberline doesn't have a steady year-round business, the loyalty of satisfied customers keeps Egelhoff in the black. Plus, there's no place he'd rather be.
Finished college, realized what was going to afford me my lifestyle that I liked, which is skiing in the winter and hiking and playing in the daytime, to work at night. So I decided I'd work in restaurants.
Egelhoff's laid-back attitude is reflected in every aspect of his restaurant. During the holidays, neighbors drop by for caroling. Diners enjoy their meals under the sloping roofs of the homey cottage. And in the kitchen, Egelhoff and his sous chef, Ashley Bone, create new American-style food. Healthy, tasteful, and as attractive as it is unpretentious. Perfectly fresh ingredients are a must for Egelhoff, no matter what the season. And the growing popularity of Crested Butte as a resort town has made them easy to find. The chef's delicately sliced lobster tail plated over angel hair pasta is a nice starter, served with a bright yellow saffron sauce and a generous sprinkling of caviar. A tureen of chilled vegetables pressed into soft domestic chèvre and laid on a plate of parsley oil prove that Egelhoff is just as concerned with beauty as he is with taste. You won't find any thickly cut steaks at Timberline. The chef prefers to stick to lighter, more specialized fare. What you will find is a gorgeous Colorado rack of lamb, seared to a crisp on the outside, while remaining tender and pink within. This lean but satisfying dish is served with a side of potatoes, roasted then sautéed, and a tower of rich ratatouille. Egelhoff includes several varieties of fresh fish and seafood on his menu, including a pan-fried striped bass, which he pairs with his homemade spinach fettuccine and cream sauce to produce an artful dish. Afterwards, save room for a fluffy white chocolate souffle, or the chef's chocolate apricot pavé, featuring layers of dense chocolate cake and almond shortbread. There's no need to feel guilty about dinner and dessert at Timberline, because in Crested Butte, you'll find plenty of fun ways to work off your calories.
Looks like a good way to me. You know, when you're up skiing at this kind of an altitude, you need a lot more carbohydrates and water than you normally would.
That's
so
true.
That's part of the reason why people say, wow, when you're skiing, you seem to eat a lot more. You can afford to.
I like Tim. I've not met Tim.
He likes you too, I'm
I don't
sure.
know if he'd like me or not, but I like Tim. I like a man who knows what he wants out of life and alters his lifestyle so that on a day-to-day basis he's living the life he wants to live, rather than someday I'm going to be this or someday I'm going to be that.
Being miserable,
That's
right?
right. And also, isn't
for
it
him.
interesting? I mean, look at the quality of that food. Here's a guy, obviously self-trained, with a real knack for cooking.
Yeah.
Because not only does he have the recipes in an interesting way, his presentation is top-notch.
Beautiful. It's very true. So what are some of the things in the menu that you'd try?
I like the look of the lobster tail, and it was strange because something about the brownness on the outside of the lobster tail made that more appealing to me than, say, just a normal nakedly white lobster tail.
That's interesting.
And the tureen vegetables look good. I haven't had
Didn't
something
it?
like that for a while. And the lamb dish with the swirl of spinach going vertically like that looked very appealing
Beautiful.
too. Lamb is such a wonderful taste.
Elk, I think I'd like to try. You and I, neither one of us have had elk, and I think
No, we haven't
something
had
would be
elk.
very interesting.
We had
Buffalo, yes. Elk, no.
No, that's right. A couple of weeks ago, we had that restaurant with the, remember the tenderloin of elk with the 4-pepper crust?
It
that
was.
we were-
Oh, yes,
we were
indeed.
talking about
Indeed,
that?
that's
Yeah.
right. That sounded very, very
Looks
good.
like a very interesting
You've
thing.
got to go out west to get this kind of thing.
It's true. And if we did, we'd go to Timberline, which is at 21 Elk Avenue, Crested Butte, Colorado, 303-349-9831. It is open every day. Hard-working crew during the winter. Credit cards accepted. Average meal price is about $44 there. The chef recommends the sesame ahi tuna served with soy and wasabi, or the Alaskan caribou, which I mentioned, with a port wine and blackberry sauce. And for dessert, we saw it in the video, wonderful-looking chocolate souffle.